thank you.
Finance Minister also. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you. Sri N.K. Premachandran ji.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson, for affording me this chance to speak on the budget for the financial year 2022-2023. First of all, Madam Chairperson, I would like to appreciate the Honorable Finance Minister, Madam Nirmala Sitharaman ji, for having two things. Number one is, the Honorable Finance Minister has not heeded to the populism in the event of 5 state assembly elections, for which I place it on record my appreciation. And the second is regarding the capital outlay in the budget. That is in 22-23, it was, 21-22, it was 5.54 lakh crores. It has enhanced to 7.50 lakhs crores of rupees in the capital outlay. That is also a positive aspect, for which also, so even though the revised estimate was 6,02,711 crore, that is, even then there is 1.5 lakh increase is there in the capital outlay. For these two aspects, I would like to appreciate the Honorable Finance Minister for having done these two things. But all the other issues except these two, I strongly oppose the proposals of the budget for the year 2022-23. So, Madam Chairperson, Article 112 is the provision by which this budget is being made in the Parliament, or it is being placed in the Parliament. What is Article 112 of the Constitution is very specific, that it is an annual financial statement of the estimated income and expenditure for the ensuing financial year, that is 22-23. Income and expenditure statement of a particular financial year. But if you go through the budget speech of the Honorable Finance Minister, we can very well see that it is a policy document, it is a vision document. I do appreciate. The Madam Finance Minister is always speaking about 2047. I'm not against it. We have to see, we have to have a long-term perspective about our country and the fiscal position of our country at the time when we are reaching 2047. But as per the constitutional obligation, it is the bounden duty of the Finance Minister to place the annual financial statement by which they have to be specific. What would be the programs and policies by which what is the allocation for the ensuing financial year 2022-23. Why Madam is silent on the budget speech? Because of the reason there is no populistic measures, and also most of the populistic programs, there is a drastic decline in the allocation of the social welfare programs. There is nothing to stay, there is nothing significant to pronounce in the budget to the things to be done in the next financial year, that is 22-23. And also I do appreciate that the size of the budget has increased from 34 lakh crores of rupees to 39 lakh crores of rupees. That is 11% increase from the budget estimate from 21-22 and 4.6% increase from the revised estimate of 21-22. Madam Chairperson, if you critically examine the budget in toto, it is helping the rich and ignoring the poor. Sir, Madam, census growth. If you see the census growth, that is the growth in the stock market index, it is around 1.4%. Sir, Madam Chairperson, according to the Keynes theory, growth in stock market is not a good barometer for good economic growth. Its impact will be widening the rich and the poor, the gap will be widened. That is what is happened in the situation, economic situation of our country. Still, we are giving concession to the corporates, because the 15% of the corporate duty for the new manufacturing units has been extended for a further financial year, means again you are giving concession to the corporate houses instead of providing social welfare facilities to the poor downtrodden people of this country. That is why I am saying that again and again the rich and poor divide is getting increased. Madam, the recent study of the People's Research on India Consumer Economy 2022, there is a comparative study between 2016 and 2022. Sir, when compared to 2016, 20% of the ultra-poverty people, that is the most downtrodden people, their income has come down by 52.6%. The middle class people, 20% of the middle class people, they belonging to middle class, their income has come down by 32.4%. As far as the rich is concerned, 20% of the rich people, their income has increased to 39%. What does it show? This is the recent study of the People's Research on Indian Consumer Economy 2022. That means this is the situation Indian economy is facing. The rich is becoming richer, the poor is becoming poorer. And you have totally ignored this budget, totally ignored the social welfare sector in this budget. I'm not going to the statistical data because of the paucity of the time. Manrega by 26,000 crores of rupees, fertilizer subsidy, food subsidy, petroleum subsidy, drastic decline in the allocation. That too, when the parliamentary standing committee has already recommended to the government that the Manrega days has to be enhanced from 100 days to 200 days. At that time, 26,000 of cut down in the allocation of the Manrega means that too in the pandemic period, it can never be justified. Madam Chairperson, Food Security Act and Manrega Act, these were the two flagship programs of UPA government led by Dr. Manmohan Singh. And these are the two programs by which this government, NDA government, is able to address and combat this COVID-19 pandemic situation. Though you have declared that these are the failure, national monuments of the failure of the governance of the UPA government, these are the two flagship programs by which you could address the COVID-19 pandemic in this situation. So we should be grateful to Dr. Manmohan Singh and UPA government during 2004 to 14, by which these two Food Security Act and Manrega Act has come into force. So, Madam, coming to the agriculture field, sir, Madam, the second second NDA government first year budget, Madam Nirmala ji has made the announcement that doubling the income of the agriculture farmers by 2022. Madam Chairperson, you may kindly see the contribution of the farming community in India. In 1950-51, during the time of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru ji, 50.7 million tons of food grains were produced by the farming community. When we come to 21-22, 307 million tons of food grains are produced by the farming community. But how you are addressing the farming community, Madam? You are claiming that agriculture credit has come to 15 lakh crores of rupees. Out of which, to my information, 50% is Kisan credit card advance. Madam, I would like to ask a specific question. And also in Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, an additional amount of 2 lakh crores is also allocated for agricultural credit. Madam, you may kindly see, but to my information, subject to correction, I am seeking the clarification from the Honorable Finance Minister, even despite a special drive by the nationalized banks and scheduled banks and even the private banks, during the last 2 years, this Kisan credit card advances has come down. That has drastically come down. I am talking about the number of KCC advances, not about the amount. The amount may be increasing. Why? Because it is because of the interest and so many other factors. Is it a good thing as far as the agricultural fees is concerned? So I am seeking a specific clarification answer from the Honorable Minister regarding the statistical data of the KCC advances during the last 2 years, not about the outstanding loan amount that may increase because of the interest and so many other factors. Madam, coming to the gender budget, Madam is sharing this house, and Madam Finance Minister is also from we are very happy to see that in absolute terms, yes, there is an increase of 11% increase outlay for women and children. But in proportion to the expenditure, it was 4.4% of the total expenditure during 21-22. But now it is declined to 4.3% of the total expenditure of 22-23. That means there is a decline in the gender budgeting also, there is a decline. Madam Chairperson, UN Women has already declared that 12% of the GDP should be women specific. 12% of the GDP should be women specific. Kindly examine the National Family Health Survey 2005, 2015 and 2021-22. Malnutrition, 2005, Madam is well aware. 2005, malnutrition was 69.4%. 2015, it has come down. That means after 10 years of UPA government in power, 69.4% has come down to 58.6%. 2021, when we are moving to 2047, it has increased to 67% is the malnutrition now prevailing in our country. Is it the social progress in our country? Sir, Madam Chairperson, our constitution aims for a welfare state. Food Security Act, Manrega Act. I urge upon the Honorable Finance Minister, please come with a National Health Act or Health Security Act. Because just like that of the Food Security Act, Manrega Act, I urge upon, I am suggesting a positive suggestion to the Honorable Finance Minister. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic and considering the health infrastructure to be prioritized, I urge upon the government to come out with the National Health Security Act, which is need of the hour. In National Health Policy 2017 of this government itself, there is a clear observation thereby 2.5% of the total GDP has to be earmarked for the health sector and 8% of the total state GDP has to be earmarked for the health sector. But even now, the allocation for the health sector is very meager. That has to be improved considering the pandemic situation. And the last point which I would like to make is regarding the $5 trillion economy, which is the dream of the Honorable Prime Minister. Madam, is it possible to achieve the dream of the Honorable Prime Minister, $5 trillion economy by 2025? So, Madam, if we want to achieve $5 trillion economy by 2024-25, India needs to invest $1.4 trillion in infrastructure by 24-25. Madam, please, yes, I will conclude within 2 minutes. Madam, you may kindly see, India invested a total of $1.1 trillion on infrastructure from the financial year 2008 to 2017. 2008 to 2017, we have invested $1.1 trillion. If we want to achieve this $5 trillion economy by 2025, then we have to invest $1.4 trillion in infrastructure. Madam, road construction, one very interesting statistics. Number of kilometers per day in road construction is lower in 21-22 when compared to 2021. Unless implementation is done effectively, everything will lie in mere promises. So all these announcements may be in promises when we come to 2047, unless effective implementation is done. Madam, I conclude, the state of Indian economy as per the economic survey 21-22, it is very clear. 3 points economic survey mentions. 1, continuing distress in the labor market. Sharp rise in inequality, financial crisis in MSME. At this juncture, we have to ensure that money or cash should reach us to the poor. But unfortunately, that is missing in this budget, and hence I do oppose the proposals of the budget. Madam, I have introduced a private member bill day before, in the last Friday, that is Nyaya Bill, the dream project which the UPA has done by Rahul Gandhi, that is Nyaya Bill, 72,000 rupees per year, 6,000 rupees per month has to be provided so that the cash will reach to the poor. With these observations, once again I would like to say that the poor is being ignored, hence I do oppose the budget. With these words I conclude. Thank you very much, Madam.
Thank you. Sri Sushil Kumar.